Hello, everyone. My name is Ricky Tisdale. I'm from Covington, Louisiana. When I was 24 years old, I was sent to prison for life for selling drugs. When you're in Angola, you sent there basically to do two things. You're going to work, and when you finish working, you're going to die at a part of it. While I was incarcerated, my daughter, Michaela, she was just about to turn 3 years old. 3. At that age, you don't understand words like charges, court dates, and you don't understand words like appeal or sentence. You only understand one thing. Why isn't my daddy coming home? That's something no child should have to ask. The hardest part about incarceration, it wasn't dealing with the time, the noise, the barbed wire. It was dealing with the moments that you can't get back. Bedtime stories, birthdays. Just them little hands reaching out for you. It was a time where I had lost hope. During those first several years of my incarceration, I barely saw my daughter, Michaela. I would talk to her on the phone, but she was too young to really carry on a conversation like that. Then they had an event in Angola. It was called Returning Heart Celebration. It's one day where incarcerated parents could be with their children, talk, eat, laugh, play games. They had pony rides, dump tanks. And even though you're in prison, it just felt like you were spending the day with your child. That day, I wasn't just a number. I was that. When they called my name, come down out of the bleachers, and she ran to me, not confused, but not cautiously. She ran like no time had passed by. It was in that moment that I realized that the children, they don't do the sentence, but they do the time. And for those who are wrongly convicted or given unjust punishment, that pain multiplies. It spreads through families, it spreads through generations. While I was in there, I tried to do, everything I could to, be a positive role model, a positive example for going to school, finishing school, going to VOTEC, learning different trades, generators, small engine repairs. I communicate with her, as much as I could. Birthdays, I buy birthday gifts that actually came from me, not like a family member or something. Butterfly bracelets, leather belts. I would get her, subscriptions to National Geographic Kids. The whole time I was in there, I was trying to figure out how to get out of there. Following motion after motions, denials after denials. I think it was one night in 2020, they called me for mail. And I had got a letter from the Innocence Project, New Orleans. I was about to throw that letter in the trash because I'm not innocent. And my friend Smokey was like, man, just open up the letter and read it. I told him the same thing. I'm not Smokey. I'm not innocent, That man just read the letter. And so when I read it, it was from Miss Meredith. And she explained that normally they represent people who are innocent. And that they had a new project, and it's called the Unjust Punishment Project. And they had come across my case. A little while later, I had got a Zoom meeting. And during that Zoom meeting, I was smiling like crazy. I remember her asking me, why are you smiling? It was my birthday that day. And I heard of the Innocence and Justice Louisiana before, and I knew, if they took your case, something positive was going to happen. So I was excited. And when they finally did accept my case, they started to fight from me. And that meant, getting my time calculated straight, because Angola was notorious, and they still are notorious for not, calculating people's time. Helping me and my family prepped for parole. And 2024, I had the more than 20 years, and at the age of 46, I was finally granted parole. Walking out of that place, I couldn't believe that I was sitting there to die. I was going home. And I felt hospital, and nobody was telling me in my body. I was going home. First thing I was thinking about was, how do I get my life back? Second thing I was thinking about, how do I get my time back with my daughter? I thought that once I came home, that they were going to go away, and I'd be left on my own to figure things out. But that wasn't the case. They've been helping me with my re-injury ever since I come home. Whether it's, helping me fill out some paperwork to get insurance. Even had to get a cell phone. Crazy. And more than that, they helped me navigate a world that had completely changed in 20 years. And that my life could still have value. Today, I get to sit across from my daughter, not behind glass or phone lines, but in real life. When I went to prison, Michaela was 3 years old. 3. Now she's grown, and life has come full circle in a way I never could imagine. 9 months ago, she had a daughter of her own. And serving duck food all night. It means I'm not just a father, I'm a grandfather. And something I never once thought I'd really experience, is holding my granddaughter, watching her growth. Being present in her life is something I get to live every day. For 20 years, I thought my story might end in prison. Because of the work of Innocence and Justice Louisiana, my story didn't end there. It continues. And today it includes my daughter and my granddaughter. That's what Justice can build. It doesn't just free one person. It restores families. It restores time. Restores generations, and it restores something that I once lost. It restores hope. Thank you, everyone. Go you.